Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Monday Night Team Call. For those of you that don't know me, although I think everyone does, there's a few newbies here. My name is Amanda Huber, and I have been a coach for 6.5 years with Lindsay. Lindsay and I kind of grew our businesses together. So we do a lot of things together, one of those being these team calls. And so years ago, we decided that the first Monday was a new coach call, the second Monday was an action hour, the third Monday Lindsay led or had somebody else come on, and the fourth Monday I led or had somebody else come on. And I'm just not as good at planning people to come on. So if anybody wants to speak on a team call coming up next month, I'd love to have you. But I am excited to share. I'm going to share a few announcements, and then I wanted to talk about follow-up. So I feel like it's just a real good topic to talk about, especially now that we're coming to the end of COVID. Well, whatever, just let me say it that way, okay? And it's been like 3 months, and maybe you talked to people 3 months ago. And so we're gonna talk about a bunch of different follow-up scenarios, I guess we'll say. But first, let's talk about some announcements. We have so much going on right now in like the corporate world, meaning new things coming out, all of that. And so I actually just learned a couple things today that I'm really excited about that maybe you didn't know, that I learned on the National Wake Up Call this morning. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is mixed berry. We've had mixed berry for a month now, but I feel like I know I've stopped talking about it. Like, we shouldn't stop talking about it. Like, continue talking about mixed berry. I know for a while, Carissa, you had a great idea that every morning after you did your little dance or mixed your Energize, you were then sharing those kind of story slides about mixed berry. I would say keep doing that. Like, maybe not every day, but maybe a few days a week. Like, continue to share about mixed berry. And then we have tomorrow, Salted Caramel. Salted Caramel Shakeology launches tomorrow they're saying by 11 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 p.m. Mountain Time, that's where I am, and 1 p.m. Central Time. But when they say by, they could launch by midnight tonight. Like, they just like to do that. So just in the morning, check the message pods. Whoever sees it first is going to share that it's live, and you go from there, right? So hopefully you've been sharing that with your current customers, sharing it in your stories. There's some story slides that have been going around. Hopefully everybody has them. If you don't, reach out to your coach or reach out to me and I can send those to you. But there's just some good story slides for that. And then if you're going to share about it in in a post, I do not like to share like graphic-y posts. But Lindsay had a really good one. She was like holding an actual chocolate salted caramel in her hand and took a picture and was like, who likes salted caramel? Go check out Lindsay's post from today if you need an idea of like how to talk about it without being salesy in your post, if that makes sense. I feel like I can talk about it easier on stories, but I thought Lindsay's idea was really great. If you have any chocolate caramels sitting around your house, I mean, it's an excuse to eat one too, right? So there's that. So that will launch tomorrow, and that is limited edition. So when they run out, they run out. They may bring it back like they have like pumpkin spice, but it'll be a year from now. So if you want to get your hands on some, I think it comes in a pack of 14 for $79.95 US. That is retail, and then you get your discount, okay, as a coach. So be ready for that tomorrow. The next few things I learned today, this next thing, they are combining, I think I know they call it the Mindset membership and whatever they call the Portion Fix one, the Portion Fix membership, whatever. You know how like they had those two things and you could buy them for like $14.95 a month or something. It was like, the monthly one. So the monthly memberships, they're combining. So you get both monthlies, and they're calling it Nutrition Plus. and it's $19.95 a month. What I haven't figured out yet, because I have the To Be Mindset one, the Mindset membership, was $14.95 a month, and I had just that. So now they're combining both. I never did the Ultimate Portion Fix one. So apparently you get both, called Nutrition Plus. It'll be $19.95. What I don't know is mine going to automatically roll to the Nutrition Plus and like automatically just kind of upgrade me to that, to the $19.95. I assume so, but I'm not quite sure. The other big announcement, well, this one's probably not big, is hopefully everyone knows that MBF launches soon. It launches July 7th for coaches. That means that you can enroll somebody as a coach on July 7th and they can get MBF as well. So I think that's always been kind of a confusion, is like you think only you can. I enroll everybody typically during a launch as a coach so that they can get it when I get it. And you kind of, Kate had, and I don't know if she shared this everywhere, and I don't think she's on here. Kate DeMatteo? No. I can share some of that language. See, if you just go to her post today too, she like sent it to us and said, everyone steal this. I'm getting a ton of traction from it, but basically kind of an invite. And then she shared some language of what she's sharing once they say, yes, I do want more information. So I can share that here. If anybody else on the call has that, maybe Carissa, you think you're in the Diamond Pod. If you want to throw that in the chat, that would be super helpful, so I don't have to stop and find it and share it, if anybody knows what I'm talking about. But with MBF, also, the sample workout is next Monday, so you can share that with anybody and everybody. It comes out on a Vimeo link, so you can just send them a link to that video. They do not have to have a BOD membership. They don't have to have anything. You'll have a link like a Vimeo. If you don't know what Vimeo is, it's just like YouTube. You'll have a link that'll take them directly to that sample workout, and they'll have it. Another great thing that we could do is add that to our current sample work, like that big PDF, add that to it, so then they're getting 11 sample workouts when they think they're just gonna get this one muscle burns fat that you're talking about, and then you give them a ton more value. So we can work on that. But the big thing that I did not know, this is big news, is that Ultimate Portion Fix and To Be Mindset, the courses, are being included in the MBF Challenge Pack. And I assume in all of the challenge packs moving forward. I don't know, I don't think it's being a part of the general BOD challenge pack. Not sure, I probably should have done more research on that before the call. But both courses, this is huge. You guys, when these courses came out, it was like, whoa, like, okay, I love that we finally have nutrition courses now, but you had to purchase them separately. They are now being included in the MBF Challenge Pack, which I think is cool. They get both approaches, which Ultimate Portion Fix, I like to say, is the more structured approach. To Be Mindset is the more flexible approach to nutrition. And so you can guide your people either way, but they'll have access to both, which I think is really cool. Don't know. Good question, Bree. I would assume maybe a little, maybe $10. I don't know. I did not look at that. So we will get more of that information to you before launch on the 7th. But I just thought that was pretty cool and interesting, because I think I'm the nutrition geek. If you didn't know, nutrition is like the key to the puzzle. If you don't have nutrition, you don't have results, in my personal opinion. And I think most of you could agree with me. You can work out all day, but you can't work out bad nutrition. So, what else? I am really excited about MBF. I also, if you watch the National Wake Up Call today, they did have to like alter how they had to film it due to COVID. If you like saw the like preview for it months ago, like they were in this big warehouse and there was like 50 people working out with her, right? I don't know if anybody remembers that, but they now had to film it with just her and a Zoom crew. Did anyone else catch that on the National Wake Up Call today? So that's going to be interesting to like see how that pans out, rolls out. But I'm just excited about the program itself. Some new equipment with these, what are they called? Balls? I don't know what they're called. They're like these ball things on a stick. I don't know. Bod ropes. Thanks. You guys know the terms. I do not. Bod ropes. So those are kind of cool, something new. All right, let me go back to some of these questions before I move on. I saw the increase. Okay, Carissa shared some of that language, guys. Yeah, so Mackenzie, thank you. On Beachbody Champions, Kevin Shaw, he's like the announcement guy. If you don't know who he is, then you probably haven't been on Beachbody Champions enough because he's on there all the time. But he shares all the announcements and stuff. So he did do a video, which I have not watched yet, on MBF and kind of all those details. So if you are a super detail oriented person like myself, I just haven't had a chance to do it yet, then you'll want to go watch that. If not, just listen for us to continue to share information with you. But I do think it's important that you do your research and learn about the programs and do the program as it launches. So for me, I'm going to be doing it with my like when customer rollout comes out, I'm going to purchase it during coach window, but I'm finishing 80-day obsession. And so I knew that when I started 80-day obsession, because that's how my brain works. I plan things out specifically. I knew that my 80-day obsession would go until like July 20 something. I don't even know when. I just started phase 3. I have 4 more weeks. And then I would start MBF like when the customer window opens, which is I think July 27th, 8th, something like that. For challenge pads, okay, bad ropes, invisible jump rope. Oh, is that what it's like? Is that what it's supposed to be? An invisible jump rope? Oh, I saw her doing like other weighted thing. I don't know, maybe. I like the balls. Just go with it. I'm just gonna call them the balls. Are we doing a team info group? Good question. Haven't talked about it. I would lead one with you if you want. I could also just create one of those info sites. Don't know.
So I'm asking because I'm willing to run one if I know what to say, like if you want to do it with me or anybody, because the follow-up to Kate's post, which I had to like chop it because that won't let me copy and paste it all.
Mm-hmm.
The follow-up that she said was, for people who commented, she had a little thing that she sent them, and then she has an info group ready.
Oh yeah.
She adds them to so they can like, like it's not launching until a couple more weeks for coaches. So in the meantime, to keep them like interested, and like the info group is usually there's a post coming every day, and then whenever the preview workout comes out, the sample workout, then you can do like a big hype about that, and even like get everybody in the virtual gym and just keep excitement going until they can actually purchase it. Otherwise they tend to talk themselves out of it because they can't purchase it yet, so if anybody wants to do an info group, I will. I don't know if I guess I'd have to look in the back office to see if there's any stuff in there yet about like, as far I'm thinking like script wise, like, language to use to explain all the things. But
yeah, there's the like at least info piece. You then have to like create your own post with it, I think. But
okay. I mean, the info site is always helpful, but I just feel like with launches, it's a good place to put everybody to hold tight in here and keep excitement going. Otherwise, you give them all the information now and you're like, okay, please don't change your mind from now until July 7th. Like there's just a lot of time in between before they can actually purchase it. So sometimes that's what's helpful with
we can throw that together. I think we can throw that together pretty quickly.
Yeah, because mostly like once they have the info, the group is more to keep excitement going and to like have a place to put all your people and keep it organized sometimes too.
Yeah.
So that you don't have just like lists everywhere of who,
right.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah,
let's talk about it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah, we've done it for other programs. So Christina did a big one for bar, so we just like jumped on hers. We've done it in the past for like Lift 4 and Transform 20, and we've even turned that info group into a big group challenge group, or a big team challenge group too, which I think we could do as well, if you wanted to. I think I've always had, like, for a launch, I've had my own regular group, and then because my regular group is just an ongoing, and then I have the people that are doing the launch program in a separate group and or in a separate message pod, which I really like too. So yes, we will come to you with more info on an info site then for sure. But that's super exciting. I'm so excited. I just love new workouts. Does anyone else like? I just think it's the best. It just re-energizes you. And like Megan Davies, I don't know much about her, and I haven't done Clean Week because I thought it was like not my thing. But I'm real excited to like get to know a new trainer too, you know, like a new female trainer that we haven't, I mean, I guess she's been there, but has anyone done Clean Week? I don't know. So anyways, I think she was like brand new when she did Clean Week, and now I think, I don't know, she just seems exciting to me. Somebody new. All right, let's talk about follow-ups. So the fortune really is in the follow-up. And the big thing we're going to talk about today is mindset, because that's the thing that's holding you back from doing a follow-up. Is you are worried that you are bugging somebody, and we need to switch that mindset. It's more awkward. Like, think about it. If you're having a conversation with somebody and no one like asks the question, like no one comes out and like talks about the elephant in the room, isn't that weird and awkward when you're like having a conversation with someone and like there's an elephant in the room and we all know it and everyone knows it, but no one wants to bring it up because we're afraid of what the other person is going to say? And that's kind of what the follow-up is like. When you continue, especially if you continue to follow this person on social media or continue a relationship with them through messaging, or, you know, you're commenting on their posts and you're doing all these things, and maybe you see them in person. This has happened to me. Like, I see friends in person and it's like, well, this is awkward. Like, yeah, I know you didn't respond to me, but I'm still not like, I'm not saying anything to you. I'm not saying I'm perfect at follow-ups, because I'm not. And it's happened to me. Like, I will say I have a couple people right now in my life who I have invited who have not responded to me, who are friends, like dear friends from church, who never responded to me. And I haven't brought it up again because I don't want to be the weird friend who is like just trying to sell you something, because I'm not, and I hope that my friends know that. But I also now feel very convicted to follow up with them and ask them if they're interested again, you know? So following up is critical to making a relationship, making a sale, however you want to look at it, helping somebody on their journey. Like, it is a critical step. I think the statistic is like someone needs to be invited like 7 times before they say yes, before they actually to commit to something. I'm a little bit different. I am such an impulsive person. If you guys don't know me, you'll learn that. I'm very impulsive. And so for me, I didn't need a follow-up. And I was the one that reached out to Lindsay. And so I think that's sometimes what like holds me back, is I'm like, why can't you just make a decision right now? And I've learned, because I have many friends and many people who don't make decisions the way I make decisions. I think the majority of the world doesn't make decisions as impulsively as myself. It's a good and bad thing sometimes, but it is like, you have to continue to follow up and invite. Like, you just have to. So let's talk about that mindset, because I'm going to kind of talk about like 3 points. And the first one is that it starts with your mindset. If you have the mindset of, I don't want to bug people, then you're only bugging people if you're bugging people. Hear that again. You're only bugging people if you're bugging people. You have to change that switch, flip that switch, change that mindset to I am providing exceptional customer service by following up. You're providing exceptional customer service by following up. If this is a business to you, if you are inviting people because you truly care about them and their lives, then it's not bugging them when you are following up with them. It's continuing to show that you care. It's continuing to show that you want them to join you. Most people would be delighted. And you know what? The people that say no or whatever, they're always like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's not about me. Like, it's okay. It's not about me. It's about you. And like, maybe some point in your life, this will be the time for you. Right now it isn't. But stop being apologetic and like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. Now I'm going to share some scripts with you of things that I've used or that I use for my follow-ups just because I think it's helpful. I love seeing other people's language. So I love sharing language with people to see if that helps. One of them actually I got from Carissa. You'll see it. But really, guys, it is not about bugging people. It's about providing customer service. It's about continuing to invite them because, one, if they are continuing to follow you and watch your stories and like your posts and comment on your posts, then it's not weird for you to invite them again because they're still showing up on your stuff even though they didn't respond to your message, right? Like, so it's not weird and it's just customer service. They're continuing to watch. They just need to be invited again. And that is if it's somebody who hasn't responded to you, which I do, I'm not kidding. I do feel weird sometimes sending the message to the person who hasn't responded the past 5 times I've invited and followed up with them. But I will give you a testimony that just this past week I sent, because this girl keeps watching my stories. You're going to keep getting an invite if you keep watching my stories. Sorry. Like, it is what it is. But she kept watching my stories. She's gotten invite, follow up for probably the past month and a half or so. I sent the invite again. Sure, send me info. Finally, like, it just wasn't in her time then. And so now, so like, you can't, because, I mean, I think there might come a point that like, no, I don't. Until they say, stop the F messaging me. Stop messaging me. I'm never going to buy from you, or they're super rude. That's just going to build your character, by the way, that you just keep inviting. And maybe not every month for that person, but every few months you can keep inviting. Okay. And that, to me, I've kind of termed the re-invite. It is a follow-up though, because they haven't said yes to you yet. But I think most people think of the follow-up when you've sent them, they've said yes, you've sent them information, and then they've ghosted you. They're like, cool, not going to answer your message anymore. Thanks for the info, right? And so I do have some language for that too. But the second point for like that person who you've sent them info and they are not responding to you, is this: your business is your priority, not theirs. Like, I say this all the time. I don't think there's any person who isn't in network marketing. It may be in another network marketing company. I don't think there's a regular human walking on this planet who checks their Facebook Messenger and their Instagram DMs as much as a coach or probably any other network marketing business. Like, nobody checks their Facebook Messenger as much as us. And if they do, they probably have notifications on, and they probably get the notification and then forget about it They open it while they're in the grocery store line. They open it while they're at the park with their kids, with their parents. I almost just said they're at the park with their kids, and they forget about you because they're not in their messenger 20 times a day like we are. I hope you're not in your messenger 20 times a day. I hope you are setting time management, using time management skills, and only responding and opening your inbox when you want to. Yeah, you know what I mean. But just know that like your business is your priority. It's not theirs. They got busy, something else came up, something else income or like financial wise became a priority in their life over a challenge pack. They now feel weird telling you that because finances are weird, but that's okay. You still follow up because you have good customer service, and you let them have that okay, like that comfort to be able to talk to you and tell you the reason why. And we'll talk about some of the ways to bring that up without being weird. And the third one, and this really goes for the person that you are sending info to, the person who says, yes, I want more info, or who has filled out a form or whatever. You set the expectation that you are going to follow up. The person who was in your sneak peek, you set the expectation that the sneak peek's on Thursday, that you're going to follow up by Saturday. You're going to follow up with them and let them and find out what they loved best about the info that you shared with them, whether it is about fitness, nutrition, coaching, whatever it is. You set the expectation, you tell them that you're going to follow up, and then you have to do it though, so that you're showing that good customer service and you're being that person, right? So those are kind of the 3 points. Let me see these. Kate, yeah. I also reached out to Lindsay and asked, yeah. I always get thanks for the invite, your invite, yes. But no thanks, not, yeah, no one says no thanks, not interested. Most people say, thanks so much. Not right now. I love watching you. You're so inspiring, blah, blah, blah. They're going to keep watching. And a month or two from now, you're going to invite them again. And a month or two from now, you're going to invite them again. And I always say this too, and I've said this so many times. And I just recently in the last month had this happen where a girl who I met her when I was in my 3rd master's program, and I would just started coaching. So we've been Facebook friends for that long, for let's say 7 years. She just joined last month. So like, don't ever discredit anybody. Like it's not about you. It's about them and their timing and what they need at that point in their life. It's not about us. Again, our business is not their priority. It has to be the right time for them. And you have to be continuing to grow your network and talking to more people and not relying on the same 10 people to invite every month. You have to be constantly growing your network, inviting new people, talking to new people, connecting with new people, so that you have more people to invite and then you have more people to follow up. Another important piece to following up is tracking. If you are not tracking and you don't have a list of the people that you have invited, then you don't know who to follow up with. And I'll be the first to admit that early in my business and at points in my business, I would not be tracking, and I would be scrolling through my Facebook Messenger, trying to figure out who I needed to follow up with. And it sucks. It's not fun. So like, write them down. However you track, whether it's on a Google Doc or on a piece of paper. I'm the techie girl, but I love paper for tracking. In the notes on your phone, if you're out and about, whatever it is, you've got to be tracking, so then you know who to go back and follow up with. And now I can go back Like I started this current system April 20th. So now I can go back to the people who I invited in April. It is now almost July. They're getting another invite. They're getting another follow-up. It wasn't right back then. Maybe now now is the time. Right? It's not my thing. Yeah. Again, just keep sharing. It's your thing. Share your excitement. Share your love for it. And it doesn't matter if somebody says no, not right now. You keep sharing and keep sharing that love for what we do. So let me share my screen, and I'm going to share a link to this document for you guys too, because I just threw this together. Because I have all of these, I don't know if I've shared this with you guys before. I don't know what team calls I share, but Ditto is an app that I use that allows me to, basically it's text replacement, but I think it's easier than like the text replacement in your phone because it creates a keyboard on your phone. So then when I'm going to send a message to somebody, I don't know if you guys can see this. I just click on the Ditto keyboard and all of my messages are here. And I can go to my follow-ups category. You create eight different categories. And I have all these different follow-up, quote unquote, scripts that I use that I've either gotten from somebody and like reworded to myself. To my own language, like I'm sharing with you. And I can just click on it and change a little bit, like put their name in it, add a little something to it, and click, boom, send. So quick and simple. But the app is called Ditto, D-I-T-T-O. It is purple with quotation marks, and it has been a lifesaver. I have like a category for connections, a category for invites from stories, invites from posts, coach invites, links to different things. What do I say when they want information? And here is what you get. Awesome. My mentorship includes blah, 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 blah. Fill out this form for me. So you literally are able to put anything and everything in there. So this first one is from Carissa. Thanks, Carissa. And I just changed Friday to another, whatever day of the week it is. Especially right now during COVID, it's like, what day of the week is it? That's where this came from. And then again, obviously you'd want to change it to, maybe you change this to, now I'm starting to enroll people in my July group, which by the way, Lindsay told me to let everyone know that except for the Diamond Pod, we'll get it soon, but the July group stories are in your message pods if you're in Lindsay's message pods. But otherwise, if you don't have them yet, we'll be getting them to you today. Were you still thinking about joining us? Again, no worries if not, but wanted to check. Here's another one. I don't want to be a bother, but I do want to support to those who may need it. I know you were interested in joining a group a while back, so I'm reaching out to see if this is a better time. The longer this goes on, the more friends I have joining the wellness groups I run. What do you think? Would you like to join us? These are like simple little things, guys. It's not scary. Just send it. Hey, I know we've chatted about your goals in the past, but it wasn't a good time. This is for that person who I invited in April and now now inviting again, for example. Just wanted to check back in, see how you're doing, see if you wanted to jump into my July group. Hope I'm not bugging you. If it's, this is the one, like, don't be afraid to tell me. I can always check back later. Like giving them that permission to tell you no, right? Like, because I think some people are afraid to tell you no. So give them permission to tell you no, that it's okay. If you say no, it's okay if now isn't the right time because I enroll people every month, right? Just let me know either way so I can save a spot. And that gets messages back. That one really, people are like, oh yeah, no, sorry, now's not the right time. Like, just so you know, like you have a little bit of closure, right? At least for the month with that person. I like that one. I haven't heard back, so I was curious if you haven't had a chance to respond or if you have some reservations. No worries. I didn't want you to think that I forgot about you. Again, there's that customer service. I'd absolutely love for you to join me, but if you found something that works, great. I'll move on unless I hear from you otherwise. I don't necessarily love that last sentence, and many times I'll change it because I'm like, I'm not going to move on completely, just so you know. Like, I'm probably going to invite you again. Again, super simple. No, we chatted about this before, but I have my July mentorship coming up. Wanted to circle back, see if it's something you'd be into. This is about the current $20 promo. Both of these I think are actually the same one. And then this is like about like following up with coaching. But like, don't make it harder than it is, and just send those follow-up messages. So just to recap a couple things, and then I'll open it up for questions if anyone has questions. It starts with your mindset. So you got to flip that switch from, I don't want to bug them. They probably are so annoyed by me. They're not responding because they don't like me. You know, you got to flip that and flip it to, I'm providing exceptional customer service by following up. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about me wanting to continue to help them, me wanting to continue to be of support to people who may need my support, right? Who may need what we have to offer. We have amazing, amazing tools to help people live a healthy lifestyle. We have literally the total package: fitness, nutrition, and support. That is the total package to living a healthy lifestyle, period. And we have to go into inviting and following up with that in mind, that we have a gift to offer to people, and not, oh, I'm so afraid that they're going to say no to me, right? The second point was, your business is your priority, not theirs. So don't let them not responding to you or ghosting you make you, again, fear that they hate you and think you're really annoying, because they likely don't. And if they do, then they're not your people, right? Like, not somebody I want to work with. If like you think I'm just that annoying person who just wants a sale, then you don't know me. Then you're not paying attention to my posts, because my posts don't show that I'm just out there for a sale. My stories don't show that I'm just out there for a sale, and neither do any of yours. And then 3 is set the expectation that you're going to follow up. So during the invite, or during the, I've sent now, here's some info, set the expectation at the end of that message that I'm going to follow up with you in 2 days. I'm going to follow up with you within the next 24 to 48 hours. Make sure you watch this by then, or whatever it is that you're sending. And just a little heads up, the leaders on this team, the current diamonds, are in a leadership group with this guy named Larry. Christina brought him on to train us and kind of help us. And from what we gathered so far, we haven't gotten it, is we're getting some new like third-party tools, meaning you send an invite, they say, yes, I'd love more info. You ask them some questions, and then you send them information, right? Some good, easy ways to be like, you point them to this, because you don't need to have all the information. So more to come on that, but just so you know. But that's just a good thing to know, whether or not I have something to give you right now. You have things to point people to. Point people to a video about MBF. Don't try and explain it to them, because you don't know much about it. Send them, but I don't know, I don't know. It's brand new. It's going to be brand new to me too. But check out this video, because this got me super excited. Sorry, I'm going off on a little tangent, but I think that's important, right? You point them to the information. So yeah. Does anyone have questions about follow-ups or anything? Are you talking the app that I used? Ditto. DITTO. Lindsay first reached out to me 6 years ago. Yay, Samantha, see? That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Let me see if I can. The app is amazing. So it's Ditto and it's purple with quotation marks on it. That's how I can explain it, because there are a couple that are that. But it is game changer. So those of you who probably know that, like, you can do text replacements in your phone, but then you have to like remember what the heck the short name is that you wanted it, like
Right.
IGHG. And I was like, what the heck? I don't remember what I wanted that. So this literally creates a keyboard on your phone. You type in the messages, whatever you want. So this is, the app has all of these different conversations that I've put in here. There's so tons.
So it allows you the opportunity to like copy and paste to, let's just say to Becca, to send it to her.
Yes. So
Okay.
essentially, right. So like if I have a message open anywhere, this is like my text messages. When you hold down, this is on an iPhone, so I don't know what it looks like on an, there's a little like world here. And then you can click your keyboards, you know, you'll have a Ditto keyboard. The app shows you how to like do that. If you're not sure how to add that keyboard, the app walks you through that. And then you have all of those conversations there. So then when I click on one, it just pulls it up into the message.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you just click on it, it pulls it up into the message, and then you can bring your regular keyboard back.
Is this app free?
No, I think it's like $1.99 for the year.
Oh, that's not bad.
Something.
99 That's cheap.
99 cents.
Okay.
And then, so now I can edit this message, bring back my regular keyboard, edit this message however I want, and click send.
Okay, got it.
So fast.
Thank
It's
you.
been a game changer for me, for sure. Because many times you're saying the same thing over and over and over, and you're just changing some of the wording, right? So that helps you use the same word, most of the same wording, and then just changing it to make it easier to.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, those workouts look insane. I told her there was notifications. Some of those moves are insane. I don't like, I mean, if she isn't somebody who's worked out before and like doesn't like intense workouts like that, it might just be not for her. Maybe send her a different one, right?
So I sent her lift 4 because then we were talking more about weightlifting, and then there was no, like, that's it, crickets. So I'll just follow up with her tomorrow, but I was just like,
yeah, follow up. Maybe she just didn't do it yet. I have so many people are like, yeah, send me that sample. They don't do it ever. Like, I'm like, this isn't for me again. Like,
I didn't even send her a sample. I just sent her like the promo video on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can send her the sample video too, and then she can do the workout.
Do that.
Try it. But maybe that one's not for her. Any other questions, guys? Does anyone else have anything to share about follow-ups that's been working? Or, yeah. What did those ask? I threw the link up here. Oh, I sent it to just Kate. Oh, sorry. Because Kate had messaged me. And then, so when I threw it in the chat, it went just to her. There it is. Sorry about that. I thought I threw it to everybody, but it went just to Kate. So there is a link to those convos. And then you can save that to your drive. The sample workout on Monday, likely we'll like share it in some of the groups, but what I'll usually do is just Google Vimeo MBF workout and it'll come up. It'll also be on like the front wall of Beachbody On Demand. So you could send somebody to Beachbody On Demand and they don't need to create a login or anything. And all of the sample workouts are on that. When I say front wall, meaning you don't need to be logged in, there are all of the sample workouts are on that front wall. So it will be there as well. I just find it easier to just send them the Vimeo link, but you can also send them to Beachbody On Demand. I just find that I can like have a more personal conversation if I'm just sending them the direct link rather than here's Beachbody and then like they go try and figure it out and try and buy it for themselves. You know, like when you're talking about Shakeology or Energize, try and use another name so then they're not just gonna go do their own research and then maybe buy from somebody else and you're like, what the heck happened?
Speaking of Shakeology, this is like totally off subject.
Yeah.
With sales, but like if there was any mention about Shakeology ever going gluten-free.
I think their biggest thing right now is that technically it's not gluten-free, but only because it's created in a facility that is not. That also produces things that have gluten. I don't know. So
They said, I don't remember if it was at Summit or on a call, because Daily Sunshine is certified gluten-free, and they said the reason they were willing to do that is because there are so many families out there that do the gluten-free for their kids for certain reasons, as far as like behavior issues and allergies and things like that. But as far as Shakeology, the ingredients in it are so much more expensive than Daily Sunshine because there's so many more superfoods that if they were to get the gluten-free certification from like the FDA, the cost would be even more than what it is. And a lot of people already think it's expensive, even though we understand that it's not really, because $4 for a shake and people spend like, $6 on a Starbucks that has nothing in it, right? Good for you. But that was the main reason they said it would be way too expensive to get that stamp of approval to say certified gluten-free, and they would have to charge even more for it.
yeah, that makes sense.
So technically, it's not gluten-free, but when anybody ever asks me that, just like if they ask, does it have peanuts or anything in it? Like I always say, like, it has the disclaimer on it, just like almost everything out there has that disclaimer about how it's made in a facility that blah, 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 blah. And almost everybody I talk to is like, oh, I mean, that's fine because everything says that nowadays. Oh, and I don't know. I've had people tell me that they know people that are so sensitive as far as allergies that they have to be careful even with that. But anybody I've talked to personally has been like, oh, no, that's fine because almost everything says that. But that was the reason that we got that it costs a lot to get that approval.
Yeah, I would try and find
But that's
out.
what I tell people. I just tell people that because that's what I heard firsthand is the only reason they haven't gotten that certification is because it costs a lot to go through all of that. So
Yeah, and my mom has celiac and she's drank it for 6 years.
Yeah.
And I'm gluten-free and I drink it.
yeah.
Again,
And I'll say that too. I'll be like, I've got tons of friends who have never had a problem with it. But as far as people wanting that actual label on there, that's why.
yeah. But as far as Shakeology, if you did not watch or listen to the National Wake Up Call today,
I can't find it. Like, you know how it said that it, like your thing, and that usually means it's a group I'm not in. And then of course I'm in that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go listen to it because I hadn't listened to it yet. And I had time this afternoon and it's not even up on the website yet. It still has the one from last week.
that's weird. It was there because I shared it.
I mean, hopefully maybe it just hadn't like uploaded or whatever. You know how like the lives will say, oh, it'll be available. And usually it doesn't take very long at all. So I don't know what's going on, but it should be there soon. But I haven't listened yet.
I don't know. Anyways, it's really good. She was a doctor and she talked a ton about just like everything that's in Shakeology and the value of it, and it was really good. I want to watch it again because I watched it from my bed because I was in debilitating pain this morning. So I want to watch it again. But yeah, I don't think it's on the podcast yet. It's nowhere to be found right now. So hopefully it's not because of a medical disclaimer. I assume they made the medical disclaimer. I don't even remember, but it was really good. So hopefully it'll show back up. The name of the Beachbody podcast is, I think, Team Beachbody. I don't know. I usually listen to I used to only listen to it from the podcast. This was before, you guys, you used to have to dial in to the calls. They weren't videos. They weren't like live on Facebook. You had to dial in. And so I would never dial in, and I would just listen to the podcast like later that day. There we go. Team Beachbody Coach podcast. Thanks. All right. Well, that's all I got, I think. Does anyone have anything else? No? All right. Well, let's take some booms and some pictures. Sorry, I just opened Instagram to open my boomerang, and my goddaughter's finally walking. She's like 16 and a half months, and like that was the video that was right there. That's why I'm like, oh, so exciting. All right, there are 2 screens, so we will do 2. We're gonna do boomerangs and pictures. So I'm just gonna do it all, guys, and then I'll like share them wherever I can, and you guys can use them. Okay? Okay. Boomerang first. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, hang on. That's screen 1. Okay, let's take a picture on screen 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're so done. You have to smile even if you think you're not on screen 2. You got to do it again because some of you might be there. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, that was supposed to be a boomerang. Hang on. Boomerang. 1, 2, 3. Like nobody moved. All right, hang on. And now a picture. 1, 2, 3. Cool. You guys are so cute. Yeah. Good times. Hope you go get some follow-ups. It's the end of the month, so good time to follow up with people.
What time is everybody working out tomorrow?
I don't know. Hopefully I can sleep tonight, and then I will be awake.
What kind of pain were you in?
Stomach. Here, I'm going to stop the recording so I don't have to.